all the games happen on Monday night. Let's get into it. The first game is between the Rockets and Charlotte Hornets. Hornets won pretty easily. They pull away late in the fourth quarter. Rockets are without everybody. The best player Wood is out. John Wall, Eric Gordon. They have a back-to-back, so they're resting all those guys. DeMarcus Cousins played 25 minutes. He's a guy with probably the best fantasy upside at the moment with without. Play 25 minutes. That's what he can do, right? Give you three steals. Sometimes he can give you 3 blocks. Good rebound, good assist, 9 points. Daniel House started. Just, the defensive stats are not there. So if the defensive stats are not there, not interesting streaming him even. Some points and threes, but not good enough. Victor Oladipo has been falling off a bit. He's ranked 78th at the moment, and all those guys they're resting on back-to-backs. I think if you want to buy low, sure. His percentages are rough. I'm not sure he can improve. 40% from the field, I don't know how much he can improve. And he's taking a lot of shots. So if you're punting field goal, sure. But his free throw is also not so great, 75%. It might just stay there at this level. And if the steal rate does fall off, 1.4 steals, if that falls off, he's gonna fall out of 90. So it's about his steal rate. If he can sustain this, a couple years ago before he got hurt, he averaged over 2 a game. That's when he was a first rounder. Those days are not coming back for sure. And he's resting. Jae'Sean Tate, a guy that Jae'Sean Tate, David Nwaba, those guys, have some defensive potential. So you can stream those guys. Jae'Sean Tate got probably the one with the higher upside, a steal and block, while David Nwaba also a steal and block. Took 14 shots. And on the Hornets side, the big news is LaMelo Ball. 32 minutes, no problem. He should be a top 50 guy moving forward. Even when Devontae Graham comes back, the way LaMelo Ball is playing, there's a possibility he keeps starting and Devontae Graham coming off the bench. Either way, he should be averaging around 30 minutes moving forward. And he's a plus 29. I mean, their coach has got to know, right? Gotta unleash LaMelo. Charlotte Hornets are in the playoff hunt. They're playing quite well. And LaMelo Ball, I think he's contributing to winning. In fantasy, for sure, contributing to winning. The percentages are rough. He doesn't really go to the free throw line that much. Like his brother, he's a pretty bad free throw shooter. But give you the rebound, the threes, the assists, the steals, and blocks. And decent scoring. I mean, if he plays 30 minutes, he can give you 15 points. That's good enough. All right, really, really strong. Terry Rozier, 27 minutes. This is what Terry Rozier does. As a guard, he doesn't really give you the assist. This year, he's been shooting the ball crazy well. He is ranked. Where is Terry Rozier? 46 ranked. He's remaining a sell high, shooting 47. His biggest category is 1.3 steals. I'm not sure he can do that all season. And 47% from the field. His free throw is low, 74, but only at 2.5 attempts, so that's really not impacting him. But 47% from the field. Terry Rozier, I don't know, career-wise, he's close to 40. Don't think that's going to continue. And he's making 3 threes a game. Yeah, I think all those, it's going to calm down. I still think he's a sell. I don't see him as a top 50 player. Maybe top 80, 90. Cody Zeller and PJ Washington, the minutes are somewhat low. Because in the fourth quarter, they just didn't really play both of them, right? And they remain a hold. They're going to be up and down. While Gordon Hayward, just another 20-point game, close to 25-5. Good efficiency from the free throw line and 2 turnovers. Yeah, Gordon Hayward's having a great year. Miles Bridges played major minutes, 27, but 19 and 10, that's good. But on most nights, and yesterday as well, just no assists, steal, or blocks. So if you want those efficiency, rebounds, and scoring, you can stream him. Otherwise, no. The next game is the Wizards. Yeah, I think the Wizards keep winning without Westbrook. Maybe Westbrook is the problem for them. I don't know. He took a rest. Hopefully they can make the playoffs. They should be in the East. Anybody's got a shot to make the playoffs. Bradley Beal, 35, sure. He's gonna take 25 shots every single game. I view him as a, he's really valued his top 6, top 7. on a per game basis, maybe top 10, but because he doesn't, the injury concerns, he doesn't really have those. Really good from the free throw line, 7 assists with Westbrook out, still in the block, really strong. Alex Len, he's their he and Robin Lopez are their only starting centers, and Alex Len obviously has the higher upside. Block 2 shots here, 21. If you need a big guy and you're looking for some upside, you can't stream him, but his minutes are really up and down. Robin Lopez doesn't really block a lot of shots and doesn't really grab you a lot of rebounds. Efficiency wise, Alex Len is probably the better option. Davis Bertans, huge minutes, still not doing enough. For threes, if your team really needs threes, sure, you can roster him. The minutes is there without Westbrook this game, but 2 steals is for sure he doesn't do that. Mainly just give you threes. Rui Hachimura, a great game versus the Bulls, 19 and 10 and nothing else. Those 3 assist steal blocks, just all 0, big 0, and no threes. And a bad free throw shooter, 70%. On the Bulls side, Zach LaVine. Yeah, I talked about this. I think with Lauri Markkanen out, Zach LaVine is going to have huge usage. That's good to see. He's super strong. Shot 46% here. Rough on the free throw line. He was shooting 90%. I think both percentage is going to come down. The rest is okay. He can sustain this all season. Only 2 rebounds here, but 6 assists and was still really strong. Well, Kobe White, he was a +1, but another rough game. 8 rebound is nice. You do not drop him, right? Because the combination of rebound, like the rebound, assists, and points, you're not gonna find another guy on the waiver wire. And with this upside, it just no defensive stats. A block here, sure. Anytime he gets a defensive stat, you take it. And another thing is just low efficiency, not shooting the ball well. I think he should be better than this. Just shooting the ball really rough. And I mean, if he's not shooting the ball well, I would like him to focus on defense a little bit more. Maybe getting those defensive stats. Daniel Gafford starts every game in play 10-15 minutes. Not interested in him unless you're really desperate for blocks. Patrick Williams had a great last week. Last week he was great, not so great here. 10 and 6, 1, no defensive stats. They got 2 more games this week, so you can drop him pretty sure. After that, Denzel Valentine, 27 minutes, pretty empty line. While Thomas Satoransky, his minutes has been creeping up. Took some of the minutes away from Kobe White because Kobe White hasn't been playing well. If you need some assist, he's a great option. Thaddeus Young continues to be giving you just incredible value. For the season, I'm pretty sure in the past week or so, for the season he's run 86. I think for the season, he might just for the past week or so, I'm pretty sure he's a top 50-60 guy, just putting up huge stats. 7 for 11, and we don't know when those guys are coming back, so he's got a month of time being a top 50-60 guy, but the value is gonna be gone eventually. It's not an all season thing. So if you keep producing, try to sell this guy. Some teams might look at, wow, his field goal is still so nice. Maybe, and 6 assists as well. Yeah, maybe he cannot do this. Maybe he can. Some people might believe he can continue doing this all season. So you try to trade for him. Gary Temple, not interested in him. The next game is the Raptors and Grizzlies. Raptors, anytime they get a win, it's great. Norman Powell, I would sell high on Norman Powell. 29 points, a steal, pretty empty line from the other than the scoring. 10 for 17, 6 for 9. OG is still out, right? So he's playing such high minutes. And Kyle Lowry only played 7. He left the game mid-game with some backspin. I'm worried about Kyle Lowry. But that's another story. I think Norman Powell, OG is not playing, so he's taking a lot of minutes from. If OG is playing, he probably gets 20 to 25 minutes. He's not going to get 35 minutes every single game. So it's a great time. And he's also shooting the ball incredible. Beginning of the season, he's playing really bad. Now he's 94th ranked. For the season, he's only shooting 45%. Averaging 16 points. I think he can average 15. So he's got some value, but I just this 37 minutes here, I don't know. To me, it's pretty clear sell high. If you can get a guy like in that range, I would even do a Kevin Huerter over him. I think a lot of guys, DeAndre Hunter is going to be out for a while, so Huerter might have more time to have that short-term value. Right? We don't know OG. OG should be back soon. But if he continues to shoot like this, yeah, Nurse is going to play him. Siakam, 40 minutes, another great game. Hopefully he can just have great efficiency, Majority of his shots is, inside the paint should be. Hasn't really give you great efficiency this year. 32 points is really strong. They played the Grizzlies. Scored 130 points. Fred VanVleet, if Kyle Lowry is going to miss time, he's going to even have more value. 9 assists, 3 steals. Yeah, he's the 2 steals guy. So no problem there. 32 points, 12 for 12 on the free throw line. And yeah, Fred VanVleet has, maybe he's a sell high. He's playing so well lately. He is ranked unbelievable. He's the 12th ranked player in that category. Pretty incredible, while shooting only 41%. Real scary stuff. Chris Boucher, 29 minutes. Wow. The minutes are up. And I still think his minutes going to be up and down, but it's good to see. Only blocked 1 shot. That's okay. The biggest thing is he played 30 minutes. A double-double, and then that's it. He played 30 minutes. The owner should be happy. Should have 0 complaints. On the Grizzlies side, I don't really like Dillon Brooks, but 37 minutes here. Took 20 shots. His percentage is going to be rough, but a steal and 2 blocks. He's averaging. Let me take a look at Dillon Brooks. He's a 182nd ranked player, right? Because his percentage is so bad, shooting 37% from the field. But if he averages 1.3 steals and 0.5 blocks, he's had great value. 15 points. He has great value. If he's pounding field goal, he's worth rostering. If not, you can, you're not really interested. But the defensive stats are really up. So that's interesting to see. I don't think he can sustain this. Once the defensive stats fall off, he's like, give you 50 points, sure, but everything is negative. Kyle Anderson had a great game. 33 minutes. Continue to roster him. Valanciunas just went off. 27 and 20. He should be great. And in the short term, especially with JJJ still out, this is obviously against his former team. Just decided to just crazy efficiency. 20 rebounds. Maybe a sell high if he can keep this up for another week or so. And interestingly, on the Grizzlies, rotation, the starters got higher minutes. For like forever, everybody was playing sub 30 minutes. Now everybody getting 36. That really helped their value, right? Ja Morant did not shoot the ball well. 18 has been disappointing. After the injury, he hasn't really popped off one game yet. Desmond Bane started. Did not give you defensive stats, so not interesting. Xavier Tillman, 20 points. You can't consider moving on from him. And also, Valanciunas had a great game. So if you want to stream him with Brandon Clark out, I have no problem with that. Grayson Allen played 20, came back. Tyus Jones only 15 minutes. Yeah, all those guys on the bench, you can't. I was expecting those guys to play 20, 25 minutes. If they're only playing 20, yeah, you don't even want to stream him. On the Timberwolves side, big news is D'Angelo Russell played 5 minutes and never returned. So maybe he did have an injury. So I'm just a little confused. I thought he was tagged with the questionable tag every single game because they're just faking it, give him excuses to rest. But maybe he did have a legit injury. So just rest up, D'Lo. You guys are tanking. Why play if you're not 100%? I don't see a point. Malik Beasley, in the same time, Malik Beasley and Anthony Edwards. Malik Beasley should already be rostered everywhere. But if D'Lo misses time, you want Anthony Edwards. The man probably has higher upside than Dillon Brooks, in my opinion. Like Dillon Brooks, the percentages are rough, but he will get higher volume than Dillon Brooks if D'Lo is out. And Ricky Rubio is probably worth the pickup with D'Lo out as well. Malik Beasley continued his strong at 30 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, continue to be a monster. struggled from the free throw line. Naz Reid struggled and hurt his ankle. He's probably a drop, in my opinion. Cat has got to come back at some point. You know, he's got to come back this week. He's got to. Jared Vanderbilt played 21 minutes. You know, didn't really give you anything. So all those guys, Naz Reid, Jared Vanderbilt, if Cat comes back, you can only stream them, don't roster them. While I would highly recommend pick up Anthony Edwards. Rookie Rubio, sure. Assists and steals, yeah, he can give you those two categories. On the Maverick side, you know, they're struggling versus the Timberwolves team. At least they kept it close, 5 points. I expect Mavericks to just blow them out. Doncic, not so great efficiency-wise, and only 1 steal and high turnover. That's the thing with Luka Doncic. Josh Richardson shot the ball pretty well and 8 assists. That is interesting. Minus 11, yeah, he's worth pick up in 12 teams. Kristaps Porzingis blocked 6 shots, so his blocks numbers has to be back. He's 36th, and he has room to grow. I think 2.1 threes. He can probably hit more than that. It's obviously great. He's a top 10, top 20 player, 25 player in my opinion, and it's really great because he was drafting really late in the 70s, and yeah, he just came back really quickly. You know, there are a couple guys like you know, just came back really, like even Kemba Walker. You know, people thought he's gonna miss more time, while guys like JJJ is still out. So on the draft today, I think the expectations were Kemba is gonna miss a lot more time, but he did come back and ramping up now. So that's good to see. Maxi Kleber didn't block a shot here, so that's disappointing. Dorian Finney-Smith filled up the stat sheet. You know, those guys are worth streaming, especially when they have a back-to-back. Tim Hardaway Jr., 24 points. Just what Tim Hardaway Jr. does, nothing else. Next game is the Golden State Warriors losing to... Yeah, Warriors been losing. Obviously, they got a lot of injuries on their team. Curry... You know, the biggest thing is you see all these guys playing high minutes. Draymond Green's minutes has been down beginning of the season. He has filled up the stat sheet. He has definitely filled it up. Even scoring 7 points now. So that's great. A double-double. Maybe a sell high. I still don't trust Draymond this season, to be honest. See him play 35 minutes. You know, really strong 10-10, 1 steal and 2 blocks. No problem there, but he's not, obviously not for everybody. So if the Draymond owner in your league is not punting points, you definitely go trade for him. Kelly Oubre Jr., 24 points, a great game from Kelly. 2 blocks, 4 threes, great efficiency. Let's see if he can pick it up. The one thing changes, like these guys getting huge minutes. Kelly Oubre, I remember he's getting 26, 27. This game 35. It's just one game. We don't know. Maybe some matchup issues. Wiggins put up a huge line as well. I wouldn't call it huge. Sorry, 11 points, but 2 steals and a block. If Wiggins can average a steal, he's going to be very good. I think, you know, averaging a steal, he could be a top 70, 80 player. If he can continue blocking 1 point something shots, right? Didn't efficiency, sure. Rough efficient. Before 4 assists, I take it. Curry, 32 points, 7 rebounds. Curry had all the usage. He's going to have all the usage all season. A great game from him. You know, Warriors, nobody on the Warriors are that interesting, you know, really contribute that well in fantasy. I mean, Kent Bazemore is a guy, has some defensive upside, but the minutes is not enough. On the Spurs side, Derek White, 1 for 11, maybe a buy low if he get dropped. The you know, people probably undervalue Derek White. They look at his stats, probably like 12 points, 4 assists, 4 rebound, you know, a steal and a block. People be like, wow, nothing really stands out, but his value is in the assists and steals and blocks, right? Probably going to give you over a steal a game, over a block a game if he can do that, and 4 assists. I don't know how many guys in the league is giving you that 4 assists and a steal and a block. Not that many. So having a rough game, but you still keep him. And if he's out there, go pick him up. Dejounte Murray had 8 steals. Let's check Murray's ranking. He's 45th ranked. right? He's only averaging 1.6 steals. I think this guy can average 1.7. You know, he's in that range, 1.7, 1.8. You know, I view him as a top 50, top 60 player. So he's in that range where he is right now. And his percentage is obviously not so great. And he's not for everybody because he doesn't really shoot the three, right? So the percentage is rough. He's like not a mini version of Lonzo Ball. Lonzo Ball is a mini version of Dejounte Murray. Right? Lonzo Ball probably hits more threes, but really, really strong. As a point guard, he's giving you the rebounds and assists. So if you have a big man build and want some assists, Dejounte Murray is perfect. Jakob Poeltl is a must roster until Eldridge comes back. We don't know whenever that would be. 14 and 11, great efficiency, 4 blocks, yeah, and plus 15. Play really well. Hopefully Popovich can play him more minutes. Keldon Johnson has definitely falling off since the hot start in the season. You still roster him, but if he's not giving you the stocks, his value goes down significantly. But he should be better than this. You still hold on to him. He has the minutes. He's a pretty good player. DeMar DeRozan, again, really strong. Just 8 for 8 from the free throw line. 10 assists is really nice. Efficiency not so great this game, but he should be better. Well, Rudy Gay is worth streaming because he doesn't really hurt you anywhere. Efficient on most nights and give you some defensive stats and some rebound. The next team is the Cleveland Cavaliers and Phoenix Suns. Cleveland lost, and interestingly, they started Andre Drummond and Jarrett Allen. I think yesterday I was like, yeah, are they gonna start those guys together? Their offense is gonna be horrible in terms of spacing, but they did, so that's good news for both owners. If both guys play 35 minutes, oh, watch out. Andre Drummond, 35 minutes here. He may not be good in real life, but fantasy-wise, he's a beast. Rebound, 14, 3 steals, 2 blocks. Good to see him. And Larry Nance Jr. is going to be out for a while. Kevin Love is coming back soon, but if Larry Nance Jr. is going to be out for 6 weeks, Jarrett Allen and Andre Drummond are going to have more minutes for the next 6 weeks. So that's good to see. Allen, great from the field, but no defensive. 1 block is okay. 5 rebounds, but the minutes most important thing. Darius Garland and Colin Sexton. Garland didn't shoot the ball well, but 7 assists and still 17 points is nice. Colin Sexton, great efficiency. No defensive stat, 23 points, 5 assists. The biggest thing with Colin Sexton is the scoring is there, the efficiency is there, but the other stats. As a point guard, he's a very low rebound guy, and the assist steal blocks, they're really not there. Taurean Prince, 13 and 6. He also has some short-term value. You can definitely stream him. And Sadie Osman just lost all the minutes with everybody back. And on the Suns side, Mikal Bridges had a great game. 8 for 10. He's not going to shoot like this every game. 5 for 7 from the free throw line. He's a pretty good free throw shooter. And good thing is, got this 1 steal. He's blocking a lot of shots, but the steals, 5 assists is also a nice surprise. 22 points, but I'm just waiting to see him getting more steals. That's the biggest thing. If he gets more, if he can average 1.6, 1.7, he's a top 35 guy, I think. In category leagues, of course. Frank Kaminsky somehow got 20 minutes because Jay Crowder is out, but not too interested in him. I don't even want to stream him with Jay Crowder out. DeAndre Ayton, 15, 16, 3 blocks, one of his best games, while Devin Booker went off. And interesting to see that as soon as Chris Paul, he always sits out this game, and last game he wasn't, taking over on offense. So as soon as that happens, Devin Booker's assists just went off. So interesting to see him, what happens when Chris Paul comes back. Can Devin Booker continue doing this? I doubt it. Giving all those assists, that's the biggest question. Can he give you 6-7 assists this season? If he can, he's basically a 1 category. He's ranked 96 in category leagues. Only give you the points and nothing else. Right? I mean, free throw is 83%, 5 attempts. Free throw helps a little bit, and a little bit assist 4.3, but everything else is rough. And he's not a good big defensive guy either. Each one more started. If Chris Paul continues to be out, this guy is good. I like this guy. He's really efficient. And when he was on the Pelicans, every once in a while he would go off. He's a pretty efficient guy as a guard, 7 for 10. filled up the stat sheet, so you can stream him if Chris Paul continues to be out, but should be back next game. Let's move on to the next game. It's a game of the night, Milwaukee and Denver. Well, although Denver hasn't been good this year. Milwaukee got the easy way. Chris Middleton, really scary, 9 for 16. He continues to shoot over, what is he, shooting 52% and 86% from the free throw line. I just don't think he will do this all season. 52%. A lot of guys, a lot of guards especially, like high volume guards, they're shooting over 50%. Another guy I see right here is Jaylen Brown. And Zach LaVine, still shooting 51%. I don't know. There should all be in the, especially Zach LaVine. You know, those guys are shooting 50%, which is, I think, is gonna fall off. 11 for 11 from the free throw line, another surprise. Although he's not a surprise, sorry. He's a pretty good free throw shooter, but the 11 attempts is a surprise. 8 rebounds, 12 assists. That is crazy. 3 steals, 29 points. I think he's a sell high. In my opinion, he's ranked 21. I view him as a top 30. So if you get a Jimmy Butler, you do it. And I think even guys like Zach LaVine is better than him. Right. Jrue Holiday, interestingly, did not play. He's a late scratch. Due to health and safety protocol, we don't know how much time he's gonna lose. So in the meantime, guys you want to stream is probably Dante DiVincenzo. You know, he's back, 3 steals and 2 blocks. Maybe playing more minutes will unlock his potential. We don't know. But if you want to pick him up, sure. Brook Lopez, 13 points, no block shots. You should roster him for 3 and blocks and efficiency. Bobby Portis played 20 minutes. You know, he was really going off last week. This week, it just shows he's pretty inconsistent. But your team needs his field goal and rebound. You can keep him on your roster. You're probably not gonna get another guy like him on the waiver wire. And on the Denver Nuggets side, Michael Porter Jr. started and only played 27 minutes. I mean, I'll take it. You know, one step at a time. You know, he's just gotta play better. You know, if he plays better, Malone will play him more minutes. And 30 minutes, you know, you help your team a lot. In 27 minutes, this game, 8 points, a steal and a block, 7 rebounds. You know, not bad. You know, give you a 1 steal and a block and two threes. Let me look at his ranking. He's still ranked 38th in category leagues. Shooting pretty well, 50%. I don't think. I mean, he's a pretty efficient guy, but maybe not 50%. But he doesn't turn the ball over. He's efficient. He give you the defensive stats and hit the threes. So that's good. He's like a Mikal Bridges with higher upside, in my opinion. Paul Millsap, 30 minutes, filled up the stat sheet. Same thing with Will Barton. So those 2 guys, in the short term, and Denver, interestingly, they basically had decided to go like a 6-man rotation, right? The starting and Monty Morris, they're really struggling this year. Coach Malone's got to figure it out. What's the optimal lineup? You know, they got really, over the years they have always been deep. This year they lost a couple guys, and you know, most noticeably Jeremy Grant. So Coach Malone's got to figure it out. But playing Jokic 40 minutes is no problem. No steals and blocks here. Yeah, that's one thing I said. He was averaging like almost 2 steals a game. That's gonna come down to maybe 1.2, 1.3, and his assist has been down a little bit because he's so aggressively on offense. He took 26 shots, so that's understandable that he's not gonna get as many assists. 12 rebounds is fine, highly efficient, still a number 1 guy. Will Barton and Paul Millsap is worth a look. If Malone is gonna play them 30 minutes a night, sure. Monty Morris, just 12 and 3, nothing else. Is worth only streaming. But it's been rough for Denver this season. They gotta start playing better. The next game is OKC and the Lakers. Shea, 41 minutes. Filled up the stat sheet, only a block. I like to see him steal numbers go up a little bit. Regardless, playing the Lakers, you know, put up this stat line is pretty impressive. Although 80 was out. Al Horford continues to be very scary. Took 20 shots. This game also went to overtime, but eventually they lost. Al Horford is the 52nd ranked player. I mean, if he's healthy, he's playing, he could actually be in that range, top 60. But I just worried once we get to the end, they really have nothing to play for. So and he's gonna sit out back to backs. So I think it's you try to sell high on him. Long term, I'm worried about his minutes long term. Derek Basley played 42. Here we go. 21 and 16 are still. His defensive stats are still low. For the season, he's probably averaging 0.4, 0.5 steals, and his block numbers has been down. But he's valuable, right? He's giving you the volume is there. If he can play this such high minutes, the efficiency is going to be rough, right? He's also not a good free throw shooter. So his ranking is going to be bad, but he has the upside. Just don't know when he's going to start blocking shots. When that happens, his value will go up tremendously. Lu Dort, not interested in him. And Hamidou Diallo, in the short term, yeah, you have to pick him up because Theo Maledon and George Hill, they're both out. Whenever this guy plays, he put up pretty big stats, so he's worth streaming for sure. Kendrick Williams also is worth taking a look. Those two guys are pretty good fantasy player, given the minutes. Justin Jackson, not so much. I remember when he was on the Kings, Luke Walton was playing 30 minutes, and he just put up such empty line. So not too interesting in him. And on the Lakers side, LeBron James, great. 28, 14, and 12, 2 steals and 2 blocks. The problem with LeBron is in category leagues, his ranking is pretty low because his free throw is so bad. Right? But everything else looks fine. And this year, his defensive stats hasn't really been there. Averaging probably under a steal. Let's see. LeBron, 29th ranked. Okay, after this game, he's averaging 1 steal. 0.5 blocks is a bit low for LeBron. Scoring and assists is also low this year for LeBron. He led the league in assists last year. So hopefully he will improve in assists. Markieff Morris, not interesting in him. Marc Gasol and Montrezl Harrell played 30 minutes. So Harrell does have good value. He's one of the biggest field goal anchors in the league. If your team needs that, you can roster him. But some nights he will just give you nothing, right? Really up and down, and his upside is really not that high. If he's having a great game, the only thing he really gives you is the field goal. Oh, okay, he give you 20 points, 21 points. He's not a big blocks guy. He's not a big rebound guy either. And no steal, no assist, no threes. So he's not for everybody. He mainly give you field goal. Dennis Schroeder had another great game, but efficiency-wise, really, really bad this game. 37% from the field and 60% from the free throw line. But the volume stats is there. Kyle Kuzma without AD, playing only 23 minutes, but a double-double. Because the majority of minutes went to Morris, but Morris didn't really do much. That's it for the Lakers game, and that's it. I'll see you guys later.